So, hi everybody, this is Auntie, and we are here to talk about Love is Blind, Season 9, Episode 1 through whenever Patrick, Kacie, and Anna lasted. Tonight, we're going to be doing a little bit of surgery, if you will. We're going to be diagnosing some things, talking about some things. And I got a question for everybody. If you saw Patrick from behind the wall, would you date him? I'm asking for a friend. So let's get into it. As we get into it, I got my surgical kit, and we're going to be doing a little bit of diagnosis and some surgery out this mofo. Y'all ready to get into it? Let's do it.
A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie Advice. It's time for Auntie Advice.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Auntie, and if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Let me tell y'all something. These people on Love is Blind, okay, they never cease to amaze me that they will go on here now 9 seasons. 9 seasons of Love is Blind. And not only is it Love is Blind, US of A, is France, the UK, Brazil, like all of them. And I always wonder why they come on here when most of the time, in my opinion, love is not blind. And this particular couple we're going to be talking about tonight set it off and reconfirm that for me. I am going to give you all, take out my handy dandy surgery kit, and we're going to be the surgeon, we're going to be the nurse, the IV tech, like we're doing it all. I got my kit with me so that we can go ahead on and give out some shots where needed. We're going to take some temperatures. We're going to listen to some heartbeats out this mofo. Okay. Y'all like my little surgery kit. Honey, this is my Love is Blind surgery kit. Let's see. Now, y'all can tell me downtown in the comment section what we should be using in order to diagnose this situation right here. I got my glasses so I can make sure that I can see a little bit clearly. Okay, clearer. Okay, should we put these on? Yeah, let's put these on. Okay, maybe these will help us see a little bit clear. I got my Skype. No, it's not a Skype. It's a whatever. I got my dentist stuff. I got something to inject them with, put them to sleep for a little bit. Okay, we got that with us. All right, I got this to make sure that their reflexes is working correctly. Let me see what else. I got a dental tool in here. I even got a thermometer to take somebody's temperature because Patrick definitely, okay, he definitely need his temperature checked. Let me see what else. Okay, wait a minute. Got a couple of scissors to cut some stuff away. We gonna get into this as we get it. Wait, hold on. We gonna have to do a couple of things tonight, honey, to talk about this daggone Love Is Blind mess. Because the way I'm seeing it, if he ugly, he ugly. Now I don't know if I had to put two pair of glasses on or not. Okay, but we gonna cut her. We gonna dig deep down. Okay, we gonna do some heart surgery. Okay, let me see if it's as hard as beating. Bum, 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 bum. It's beating. Okay, come on, Elizabeth. Elizabeth said, okay. She said, I'm ready. That means she ready too. Let me tell y'all something. He need to be injected with some common sense up in this mofo. Okay. But let's go ahead on and talk about this, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. So, of course, y'all know this is Love and Blind. Right now, they are in Colorado, honey. And I don't know what's going on there, going on in Colorado. I ain't never been. Okay. Maybe it's one of those places I'll visit from now on. Okay. But, honey, when I was looking at this, I'm going to break these couples down tomorrow. I'm going to come back out and I'm going to do my little stuff right. Okay. And we're going to talk about Love Is Blind. We're going to talk about the other couples and stuff like that. But I am the doctor tonight. Okay. I'm Dr. Love. Doctor, give you some common sense. Doctor, take your tip. Like, we're the doctors tonight. Okay. We're working this out on this Love Is Blind bullshit. Okay. And we're going to go ahead on and tell the truth. We truth doctors too. We're going to be injecting, okay, a couple of people with some truth. Now, Patrick goes up into the pods and he already know he got some daggone self-esteem issues. He already know he got some self-esteem issues. We just gonna go ahead on and tell the truth. This is not something that Patrick has gone into these pods with. Now, I wrote some notes down, so y'all gonna have to be patient with me because I have to fully read these patients' charts. Okay. Now, I needed to go and get me a clipboard, but I said I couldn't get a clipboard because the clipboards at Amazon was too high. So I went to Five and Below. I ain't seen none there either, okay? And then I went to the dollar store. I ain't seen none either. So we don't have our clipboard for tonight. So I got my clipboard over here on this side, and y'all just gonna have to bear with me. So during we get into pause with this, okay? He meets Kacie, okay? Now I'm sorry I don't have no pictures tonight downtown down here, but we'll have some for the next ones, okay? So she meets Patrick and several others. She is intentional in her questions to him. She asks not just about his jobs or hobbies, but about his values, his fears, and his emotional scars. So early on, Patrick is cautious about the process. He admits he's not sure how falling in love blind will work. But then when Kacie had the problem with wondering whether or not the falling in love blind was going to work, he had an issue because it won't in his favor. But anyway, keep on going, doctor. Okay. Okay. During the early conversations that Patrick and Kacie was having downtown to the pods, Kacie asked Patrick, how important is physical attraction to you? Patrick hesitated on answering the question. Okay. He says he's faced rejection and invisibility, sometimes feeling as though people didn't see him beyond his race or his heritage. So whether or not love is blind, you're in a part or not, you still gonna be dealing with the hold on, I need my surgical glasses. He's still gonna be dealing with the same issues. Kacie pressed him and said, "Give me more information." That's just a blanket statement. I need more information. Okay. Next thing you know, he got his journal. He fumbling with the thing and all. Um, well, I'm Chinese and Cambodian because she forced that out of him. When she asked him about his race, if he felt uncomfortable. Now later on, he said he didn't feel uncomfortable, but in the part clearly we could see that Patrick was uncomfortable with what was going down. He did not want to say what his race was, not even with Anna. Okay, so he says, "I'm Chinese and Cambodian." Kacie reacts as if this ain't a big deal to her, telling him she doesn't see his heritage as a barrier and that she wants to understand it. Kacie also went on to tell Patrick that her siblings was all dating somebody interracial. That she said, "My siblings are dating non-white partners and they're open to diversity." But notice that Kacie never said she was. Red flag. One of the things that I'm noticing about these people that be out here on this Love is Blind book is that they don't listen to what's being said. They listen to what they want to hear the other person say. Here she says she got siblings, all these siblings, right? She talks about her sister, about that, she came from the Mormon church. Red flag. Red flag on the, I don't even have a red flag on the field, but this is where his notebook should have been. So this is when I want to inject him with some sense. You need to pay attention to what is being said, Patrick. She has never dated a non-white man. All her siblings have. So if she felt the same way, wouldn't she have said, "My siblings and I"? But no, she didn't say that. He only wanted to hear what he wanted to hear. At this point, let's check his reflexes. Is this, I mean, is it, wake up. So the next thing you know, she said that this ain't a barrier for her. She understand, she just saying whatever it is that she needs to say. In another part, Kacie mentions her family and siblings and all of that kind of stuff, right? She also discloses that in her past relationship, she has struggled with infidelity and surface level attraction. Now, here we got this man up in here that doesn't want to talk about what his race is. He already is coming into the pause with insecurity. He got a girl that's across from him or across the wall saying that she struggles with infidelity and surface level attraction. Looks mean everything to Kacie, which is why I don't understand why everybody is in an uproar about how she reacted, because she already came up in the mofo basically telling us how she was going to react when she saw them on the other side of the wall. Like, I wasn't shocked about it. Was y'all? Y'all let me know downtown in this chat, because I got my medical glasses on and honey, I didn't even need those. She said that she was on here to try to find something deeper in the experiment. She said she never dated an Asian man before, but assured Patrick that race wouldn't be a barrier for her. Bullshit on the play. Bull on the play. Kacie also said that she's never not been cheated on. You mean to tell me that this girl wasn't in that one relationship that ain't nobody cheat on her? That's a red flag too. Why do I need a goddamn red flag? Somebody send me a red flag to my P.O. box. I need a red flag so I can just wave that right while I'm doing heart surgery. Boom 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 boom. Are they breathing? Are they alive up in the pod? She says she's never been not cheated on. And she wants emotional depth and honesty. How, Sway? Where's Sway? Patrick is a teacher with Cambodian and Chinese roots. He said he was adopted. He decided to take his father's name as Suzuki, his last name Suzuki, something Suzuki. When I think about, anyway, so he says he talked about growing up in mostly white schools where he often felt invisible. He admits that he's nervous about revealing his ethnicity because women in the past have fetishized or rejected him for it. So what the is he doing in the let me anti-stupidity? Are you freaking kidding me? Kacie listens and reassures him that doesn't scare me. My family's pretty diverse. My siblings date people from all kinds of backgrounds. And he thinks because she said that she's open-minded to him when he already got self-esteem issues of his own. Meanwhile, Patrick is also forming a strong connection with Anna. Anna is a poised, analytical woman who instantly gets his boring humor. He flirts lightly, telling her, "You sound like someone who will call me out and then calm my down." In the pods, Patrick toggles between Anna and Kacie, calling both of them easy to talk to. But Anna is hesitant about the process itself, and she worries that it's moving too fast for her. So with Kacie, Patrick finally says aloud, "I am Chinese and Cambodian," because she pressed him for it. And anytime you have to say something to someone and you uncomfortable, don't say it. He explained to her how at school he felt like he was the only Asian guy. So he got serious self-esteem issues, rejection issues, all of that kind of stuff, right? For me, that would have been enough for me to not deal with it. But Kacie tells him that she finds his honesty attractive, adding, "You don't need to be anyone but yourself with me. Bullshit. You need to be yourself and fine as aged wine. You need to be fine. You need to be tall. You need to be." Let me go in here and take that surgical lie book out of. Let's see if we can yank that up out of her. The conversation basically leaves both of them in tears. Their emotional compatibility deepens, or so they think. They talk about travel, life goals, family, and identity. Patrick opens more about his feelings, like the only Asian guy in many spaces growing up, and how that shaped his insecurity. He did an interview with people and Netflix talking about this. But here's the thing: he shouldn't have never been up in that. I don't know if they on purpose pick broken people to go in there, because I can't wait to drag the rest of the other couples, y'all. I cannot wait to get out here and do my surgery. Because some of these people, honey, I got all kinds of surgery. Hi, Mariah. Welcome, boo. By episode 4, Patrick is confident enough in his connection to basically propose to Kacie because he got ghosted by Anna. Anna decides that she's going to come up out the pods, right? Because she don't know how her parents feel about it. How did your parents feel about it before you went up in the month? She got scared. She left, and another dude left. I can't even think of his name. Y'all let me know downtown in the chat. Patrick was not going to pick Kacie. She was his second choice. He liked Anna. But Anna, he came up in the daggone pause, and I felt so sorry for him because see, on their end, right, they can't hit Hobby. I think a lot of them didn't really find love connections. They just wanted to be on the show. I'm like convinced of that. Y'all, I'm telling y'all make sure y'all got your notification bills on because we're going to drag these. Because, okay, tonight I wasn't ready. Okay, got a lot going on. And I'm always saying that, but it's the truth. I got a lot going on. But I did make sure I brought my surgical kit with me, okay, for this one. But we gonna have Auntie gonna get it together. He liked Anna. He liked everything about Anna. When he walked up in that room, given the fact that I could see Patrick, like we can see Patrick, and I'm looking at Patrick, and I don't think that Patrick would have been attracted to me. Now, y'all know I'm down with this world. Y'all know I date outside my race. Okay, I ain't got a problem with it. I'm down with this world. But Patrick, myself, he just was goofy and awkward. He was goofy and awkward, and he already voiced to me as a woman that he got insecurities. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who has that deep of, like that. He made a comment, the two of them made a comment when she was talking about, just being this bombshell. Okay. He made a comment and said at least our children would be the cutest and the smartest. They would be cute and smart. I said, if that isn't a if that isn't, he needed a heart chat because he's using different things and words and things that people say that stereotype him out of his own mouth. Because that different people be like Asian kids are smart and stuff like that woo woo woo. But why? So why would you repeat something that is a stereotype or something that you want to get away from? You want to be the cool kid. He said that he, was a baller and all that kind of stuff. And I'm saying, so why would you make that comment? Like that didn't go over my head. Like I heard what he said. And I just was thinking to myself, why would you say that about yourself? I don't know. Maybe that ain't bother y'all, but that struck me as odd. Like, they say, African American kids is athletic. Asian kids are athletic too. Didn't he say he was a baller? So I'm saying, why put your kids in a box? I don't understand it. Maybe your child wanted to do something else or be something. Maybe his child wanted to be a baller. But he's saying, they're going to be smart. And they're going, I see you, mother. Okay. Anyway. So Patrick decides that he's going to, so since Anna left a road about the camp, he decided that he's going to go head on and propose to Kacie. But I'm telling you right now, he won't feeling her. When they was having a conversation that was going on in the room, and he was like, I'm walking around the room and all that old kind of stuff, I was like, Patrick, full of shit. He was walking around the room with Anna because the two of them found out that, they came from, pretty much a similar backgrounds. And so he was excited about that. But then when she rolled up out of there, he had to fall back on his second choice. And Kacie said something about that, I think, in the interview. You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on? Like, let's just check his reflexes again. It's just working. It's just, so Patrick waits nervously when Kacie walks out. He ends up proposing to her. She decides she's going to, go hit on a Miriam too. She up in there talking about kissing them all over the place. Y'all, some of the stuff that they be saying, I be having to check my own heartbeat. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Because, honey, when she was sitting up in there and talking that nasty stuff about what she was going to do with him, but one of the things that she did do with him, she sure jumped up on him, didn't she? She wrapped them her legs around him. She said she needed that touch. She wanted to feel him. She felt him all right. She wrapped them little sorry ass legs right up around him. She said when she was in the pause that she is about to touch. So when the two of them met, right, they was all nervous and everything. Patrick's suit looking all small. I said, what the? Do I got a small suit up in this? Patrick, your suit was small. It was small in the wrong places and too big in the others. I said, who dressed him? So anyway, Kacie is, all nervous and everything. She walks out and she hugs and kisses him, but her face is like, oh, hell no. Let me tell y'all something. Even the blind man could see that when Kacie saw him, she was like, she won't feeling him. She was not. Let me put my medical glasses on because I got to diagnose this. Hold on, let me diagnose. Come on, medical glasses. Come on. Here we go. Okay. She won't feeling them at all. And it don't take a heart. It don't take a stethoscope. It don't take. What else I got up here? Do I got anything else up here? I ain't need no temperature check. She ain't gone. She needed her temperature check because she's about to fucking faint up in it, and they needed the doctor. Her somebody hurry up. She needed to be triaged when she saw that mother. He was all tall and awkward and stuff. And he came out there and he was like, let's go over here. He was all awkward. His hands look all like his hands was awkward and stuff. The way he was stretching somehow, the way he was touching her stuff, it was awkward. Like, he was his hands, was down there balled up. And and she just he like, let's sit over here. She like, you want to sit down? Let's just sit. He was like, yeah, you're so pretty. She was like, thank you. Oh, you look so handsome, Mom. He was like, you like what you say? Yeah. Yeah, I like what I see. He was like, so I need to propose to you. Let me see where the light is shining bright as that. Bitch, if you don't drop down, just drop down and go ahead on and give me, you know what I'm saying? Give it, you do what you gotta do. He got to get the light. Let me see. Do we need to be by plants? Excuse me, we need another tree. Bring another tree. If you don't just drop down and propose to the girl, y'all don't think that was a turn off. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm mad at the girl because that would have turned me off right there. Why we got to get to the lighting? We got to get up. Oh, I got to walk over here with you. You know, is the light right? Okay. Now I'm going to drop down on my knee. Even when he proposed, this I told her step by step what he was doing. He going down on what? I'm going down now on one knee. The knee is a little sore, but I'm going down on it. Now I brought my palms up. My hands are up in the air. Both of my hands are like in an arrest position. I've never been arrested, but my hands are in an arrest position. I am going to be moving them forward now, and I'm going to be touching the wall. Bitch, if you don't just say what you gotta say, what you gotta say, Patrick. This is what I'm saying to you. Say what you gotta say. But no, Patrick going through all this old book, okay? Everything ain't got to be formal. It don't have to be by the book. Like, what in the fuck is you doing? So, he finally proposed to her. They walked back to the area. She awkward on him. He awkward, she trying to get a little closer on that big suit, too big suit he got on, and the sleeves small, but the waistline all the way down to his knees. What the fuck is going on? She won't into him. And it's okay to not be into somebody, y'all. Y'all. Love isn't blind to me. Not to me. Love has no boundaries once love is established. Like, because at this point, you like them. Okay, you don't love them. You like them. You can say love all day. Love, love. I love you, boo. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's just a word. Thank you, Miss Kelly, for the $2 super chat. Hold on, baby. Let me come over here. You had me so tickled. Thank you for this review. You're welcome, boo. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you, boo. Like, what the? So Patrick walks out. They hug and kiss. In her confessional, she says, it's so weird. This is a stranger in my arms. You got daggone right. Patrick, bless his heart, ain't used to, is unaware that jokes about her hair and outfit, trying to keep things light. Later that night, he tells her, I feel like the luckiest guy. She replies softly, I just need a minute to catch up on this bullshit that I found this book that I done found myself in. What was I thinking? It ain't a doctor or a surgical team. Me with all my medical supplies. I can't even inject her with I like him. Let me see if I can give her an injection of I like him. Hold on, let me see. Let me give her an injection of I do at least like him. Girl, the needle. Child, the needle can't even get through the skin. She didn't like that mofo nowhere, no how. It like point blank simple. She ain't like him. She said, I need a minute to catch up. When they finally see each other face to face in the daggone lobby, Patrick has the nerve to say, is your hair a ballad? Kacie replies nervous. And when they kiss, she says, I'm so nervous. But there's a shift. Kacie later on described that when she saw him in person, she felt like he was a stranger to her. That night after the reveal, Kacie is shown bawling, speaking with the producers off camera. She tells them that she believes her attraction ain't gonna grow, bitch. It ain't growing. It ain't growing. She's knowing, and it ain't growing. She knows it's not gonna grow. She can't do this no more. Point blank into the period. Patrick is still optimistic about it, thinking that the bond and the pause is going to carry them forward. But downtown to the hotel, she told Patrick, I can't do this anymore. Patrick is confused. Oh, you breaking up with me? No, I um um I are you I mean, oh, you don't want to go to Baja. I don't want to go to Baja. Right now, hold on. No, I don't want to go to Baja. I don't want to go to Baja. I mean, it's okay. We don't have to go to Baja. You damn right. We don't have to go to Baja. Patrick, I love you. I love you too. Oh, he awkward. His hands be like this. It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to go Baja. We can just get together. I know I can't. I know. No, Patrick, I can't. I can't. Patrick. Patrick. Patrick, I can't. I ain't gonna be able to. Oh, Patrick. Patrick, I can't. I can't do this anymore, Patrick. Patrick, I can't. Yo, when I tell you, when I tell you, when I tell y'all that every time she went like that, I was looking at the joint like, what are we doing, sis? Sis, what are we doing? Did I freeze? God dang it. Forget my glasses. Y'all, every time she bounced around, I bounced around. When she threw her legs up on them, I was on them. When they went into the little restaurant bar, wherever they were, I was there. Everywhere they went, I was with them like this. No, he don't get it. She like, I don't want to do this. I can't do this. So you just don't want to go to Baja. We don't have to go to Baja. Do you love me? Are you trying to break up with me? Like, what's going on? Are you trying to break up? Do you want to break up? I want to break up. You don't want to break up? I don't want to break up. Let's get together in Colorado. Let's do. We don't have to go. We can go to Baja 2 years from now. It don't make a difference. She kept giving him mixed signals. It wasn't nothing wrong with the girl not being attracted to Patrick. Because this is an experiment on whether or not love is blind. And love ain't going to be blind for everybody. And it won't for her. It won't. And it's not for me. And how many of y'all out there is love blind for? I'll wait. Love ain't blind. And I don't see me falling in love. I don't care what you take from me behind a wall where I can't see him. Because I want to see what he looked like. I want to smell him. I want to touch him. I want to, like, no. No. Waves or swim. You better do your work. I need to say this word for tomorrow, but here I am tuning in. Thank you for being here, boo. She didn't know how to get out the bull crap because it's a lot of pressure. If you've seen Love is Blind, you know these people will dig down in your drawers to find out information about you. So for her to do something that's against what is typically done with Love is Blind. You daggone right, there's fear and everything, but the jumping up and running to him, I want to run to you. The Whitney Houston running to the man, jumping up like we on the Bodyguard, that was what was too much. Because I'm telling you right now, I thought I did not know what we was looking at, the Bodyguard or not. All I could think was, I want to run to you. Ooh, ooh, I want to run to you. No, I want to run from you. Woohoo. Whitney Houston that got caught. This ain't the Bodyguard. But she just kept jumping up in the man's arms and wrapping her. I said, this is crazy. But she didn't know how to get out of it. And honestly, and I ain't on her side, I ain't on his side. I'm just speaking from how I feel about the situation. How I need to do a heart check for myself. How would I have handled this? What are the producers telling me? What's going to get cut? What ain't going to get cut? So now I'm paranoid. I'm thinking I want to have a conversation with you. But once I done told the producer, now this just me talking. Once I done told the producers I don't want you, then instead of me having 2 mics on me, now I got 15. Because every time I turn my, they gonna pick up whatever. Her mics was turned up all the way. So how do you get yourself out of that situation? No, she did not handle it correctly during that time. But what do you say? You just not my type? Yes. You not my type, I ain't got it to do. But then how does that come off to other people? Be like, oh my God, she was just so cruel and nasty to him. She could have handled it another way. House way. Were you in that situation with cameramen all around you, production, all this kind of stuff, and him? House way. How do you get out of it? This didn't have a happy ending. And most of them don't, as we can see. But how do you get out of that? You be honest, Patrick. I'm afraid, Patrick, I don't mean to hurt you or nothing like that, but I need a heart check. I need somebody to extract the cowardness out of me. Take it out. Take it out, God. Take it out. Oh, there you go. 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 Bow. She was stuck. Now you stuck. You right and you wrong at the same time. She kept giving him mixed signals though by saying yeah, no, and saying she still love him. She kisses him and straddles him, touching affectionately on his face, which made it more confusing to him because he thought it was about her going to Mexico. She frames it to the producers off camera as not being about his appearance. She said he's not a bad looking guy, but this is about whether I can fight for this attraction. Well, boo, that just means that he is a bad looking guy to you. And it's then okay. We're attracted to what we're attracted to. Patrick is left bewildered. He interprets that maybe she is overwhelmed by the show, not ready to proceed. He suggested they continue dating off screen. Meanwhile, Netflix is showing us the secret camera footage of Kacie telling producers earlier that she fears her attraction won't grow enough for a marriage. And then at the end of the episode, it becomes clear that Kacie plans to leave the experiment. and not go to Mexico or marry him. The thing that confused him was when Patrick kept saying, when she kept saying, I can't do this anymore. Patrick was saying, you're ending this, right? Kacie was sobbing and then saying, yeah, and then kissing him. It was just a whole bunch of affection, right? That confused the man. A lot of the viewers of the show are saying this is the most confusing breakup that they have ever seen from this franchise. And Patrick later tells the camera, I don't even know if we broke up or if she just panicked. So Kacie leaves the experiment, return home, and she said that she did not want to fake it with Patrick. Patrick told the producers that he felt blindsided and embarrassed. He opened up about everything, about his race, his insecurities, his family. And he said, and now he's alone again. But other cast members was debating on what happened, some sympathizing with Kacie's honesty, others calling it cruel timing. Patrick attends the final gathering, right? Because, they got to go home and everything. They all have a gathering with all the cast members coming there, but he doesn't have anybody with him. He reflects on that he learned to embrace his identity and that he'll never again hide who he is to be loved. But in the pods, didn't Patrick reveal who he was? If Patrick was upfront and was saying he was from, had parents of mixed race and that he was the only Asian guy in school and all of that kind of stuff, didn't Patrick not hide who he was? So then why would Patrick see, this is what I'm saying. He needs some truth injection. Because Patrick was hiding stuff too, and y'all gonna be mad with me, but you know what? I need to take your temperature. Because how would you have acted if you had met somebody that you was completely totally unattracted to and you knew it couldn't grow and you didn't want to go to Mexico to blow it up in Mexico, even though it would have made for good footage for all of us to watch? But at the end of the day, I thought that Kacie made the most responsible decision she could have made up in that mother. But why is he saying he will never hide who he is to be loved when he went on the show to hide who he was until he was revealed? See, you see what I'm saying? Let me say that slow for the people in the back. Patrick says that he learned to embrace his identity and that he'll never hide from who he is to be loved. But you went on a show where you was hiding who you were to be loved, because you wanted it to be blind. In a confessional, he later says that he hopes that Kacie finds peace, and Anna too. He said he needed both experiences to understand himself. Bull. I call bull on the play. In a sit down with producers, Katie said that she stands by her decision. She said she couldn't pretend. She won't go and pretend. And attraction isn't everything. But she says she needs to feel connected when I look at somebody. And I say, amen. She said that he's going to make someone a really happy person. So they all get together and everything, and all the cast. And over drink, Patrick admits that he's still hurt by Anna's sudden exit. Okay, she made another guy just straight up leave. I can't think of what his name is, but he just straight up left up out of there. And he said maybe if Anna had stayed, things would have been different. You got daggone right, because he would have never proposed to Kacie. And one thing that Kacie said in an interview, and I can't think of what the name of the YouTube channel is, but Kacie said in an interview she was just like her when she found out that she was second fiddle to Anna. And she was. She was absolutely second fiddle. They said that this is the first time that the audience hear him acknowledge that there was two relationship he was in, because Kacie left. Okay. So he reconnects with Anna. She sits down with Patrick and says she feels regret about how she left him. She says that she should have given it more of a chance. Anna approaches him and was like, "You didn't expect to see me, did you?" He was like, "Not like this." She said, "I should have given it a real shot." He said, "If you had stayed, I would have asked you to marry me." Everybody's faces was stunned. Anna little eyebrows went up. She said, but you did propose to someone else though, didn't you, mofo?" Patrick was like, "Yeah, but my heart was still with you for a long time." She said, "Well, you set your up there and said that you loved me, but you still went and proposed to somebody else." Let's just stop real quick and do a temperature check. Hold on. Let me check my temperature. I got a fever. Because he moved right on. If he was really into her the way that he said that he was into her, he would have left. I think that Patrick wanted to be there. Okay, I think he wanted to be there and he wanted to be a part of the cast. I think that he's an ambitious guy, and I think that he's absolutely using this to garner attention and everything else. He might as well, but I'm just saying. When she said that you proposed to somebody else, he was like, "Yeah, but my heart was still with you for a long time." No, we saw you in the thing. You went straight to Kacie. You pursued that relationship even the more with Kacie. Stop. Kacie saw that and said that it was a punch in the gut. Patrick says, though he did have a connection with Kacie, his connection with Anna was stronger earlier. He adds that he thinks Anna might have said no at the altar, so he couldn't be sure. The moment plays publicly in front of all the cast, the party attendees, everybody. Everybody. Kacie later claimed she was not invited to the reunion in episode 9. She says she only found out Patrick would be there when she would be there and then asked to attend. In that party, Patrick allegedly framed Anna publicly as the "if you stayed, I would have gotten engaged to you" conversation, which Kacie saw and says hurt her deeply. In interviews, Kacie says that she was hurt by how quickly Patrick asked her to return the ring after the show, feeling as though that move reflected he was attributing more value to the material gesture than to her emotional honesty. Okay. Hold on, I'll put some more things on here. So let me wrap this up. The pod conversations, right, was a space and is a space for Patrick to open up fully about his ethnicity and insecurities, which they're not supposed to reveal. Kacie's willingness to validate him mattered very deeply to him. Kacie's siblings dating non-white partners, he saw as a signal, right, of her being able to relate and being open to this, where she was trying to use it to reassure Patrick that race would not be an obstacle. However, if Patrick listened to what she said, she never said, she always said, oh, she has never dated outside of her race. Red and flag. In the pause, Kacie speaks with conviction, saying that race won't matter, and talks about the vulnerability of her past. However, once the reveal happens, her internal uncertainties surface. Her off camera conversations with producers about fearing that attraction won't grow show the internal struggles that Kacie was having behind what seems external. She also went in there and had a boyfriend. She had a boyfriend, or was it somebody else? I could have sworn it was her. She went in there as basically a dare. She was dating somebody, TikToker, YouTuber, I don't know. Y'all let me know downtown in the chat if I got the wrong person. But didn't Kacie go up in that with a boyfriend? I don't see nothing in the chat. Didn't she have a boyfriend? Y'all must be asleep. When it came down to Anna's return and her public confrontation with Patrick added a second layer of emotions for him. It highlighted that Patrick had deep feelings for Anna initially, and that his ties to her may linger even after the pause. But she shut that down by letting him know, if you cared about me like that, you wouldn't have did it. The fact that Patrick tells Anna he would have proposed if she stayed raises doubt about how committed he really was to Kacie, or how inevitable that proposal was. The public nature of that exchange, seen by other cast members, amplifies the perceived drama and relational stakes. Both of them have now talked about and reflect on the breakup and say that it was painful and confusing, and the narrative does not always align with how they experienced it. Kacie came up in that joint with a boyfriend, and in my opinion, it was a dare. And for that, I need my surgical. See if I got my. See if I got my surgical knife. Man, my surgical knife got my surgical knife. Hold on, y'all. I got to find my surgical knife. Where my surgical knife fall to? That's all right. We just gonna go ahead on and cut it out with this. We gonna cut that old evil heart out. And throw that. She was heartless. Okay, so what you saying, Clara? Clara said, y'all know Clara be having the tea. Clara said, yes, Kacie had a boyfriend who asked her to do a reality show. Yeah, because she had talked about doing Married at First Sight, right? So she just was out. She wasn't out for no love. It wouldn't have made a difference, really, if the guy was fine. If the guy was fine, she would have went to Mexico and did what she did with the whoop whoop and the boop boop boop. Got her some feelings because she said, she liked to be touched and kissed and, talking all that nasty stuff in the pub. But she wouldn't have married him. Clara said, yes, Kacie had a boyfriend who asked her to do a reality show, which she disclosed to Patrick. She wanted to get her boyfriend most likely jealous, which he later revealed it was a situationship only. Lord Jesus. I'm finished with this. I'm finished with this. Surgical time is over. I'm going to put my surgical equipment back in the case. I think we finished. The heart is in here. It's already been thrown out. We ain't got this to do with these people. We're going to be doing surgery for the rest of the week on these cast members because it looked like ain't none of these motherfuckers getting married. And I knew that the other one, what's his name? Joe? Is his name Joe? What's his name? Joe? Tony? What is it? We knew from the giddy up that he won't gonna be marrying nobody because how in the world you be engaged to somebody for 5 years and you unhappy unless you needed your rent paid? The only people that stays in these kind of situations and stuff like that is people that need their rent paid. So we're gonna put everything, all the surgical equipment away. Let me put my glasses on. So I need that so I can see and read these. Okay. For tomorrow. Case closed, next case. Or should I say, the surgical room is closed, next surgery. Because this stuff, and matter of fact, we got, with our other couple, I'm going to have to bring some Vaseline. Because that lips is dry and ashy. And honey, when his mother came out, now y'all going to be mad at me. Let me just tell y'all. And I'm going to be straight up about it. Y'all going to be mad at me. Because I'm going to say what everybody ain't saying. Thank you so much, Miss Kelly. I'm late, but those props are right on time. I'm proud to still be a part of that number. Love you, boo. Y'all gonna be mad at me because I'm gonna say, okay, now Mr. Dry Lips. Y'all, he looked like the crackhead that was it Chris Rock? Who was that played the crackhead on one of Martin Lawrence or one of them shows? This is ridiculous. That girl loved him as much as she say she miss KB. If KB loved him as much as she say she do, she would walk around with some chapstick in her pocket. Matter of fact, she'd be able to pull it up out of her bra. Just in case. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Here you go. Up in this, get all up around the sides. Anyway, that is the surgical center is closed. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about Kacie, Patrick, and Anna. Thank y'all so much for being here. And thank you so much to Miss Kelly for the super chat. Love y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button because y'all know Ray Della looking. Love y'all. Bye.